straightened out, hopefully. It's loading up now. Y'all give me a moment. All right, we are live on YouTube. So we got that straightened out, looks like. Let me go back over here and get on my YouTube channel. All right, everybody. I think we got it. I think we're in business finally. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
All right, good. All right, y'all give me a moment. Let me load up the invoices so I can show y'all what these invoices are supposed to look like. Y'all give me just a moment. I'm sorry we're getting kind of off to a late start, but it took me about 20 minutes just to work out the kinks with Zoom. I don't know what was going on with Zoom, but it was giving me all types of problems. So it took me a while to work that out, but we finally got that worked out. So hopefully we can go ahead and do what we got to do. So let me get on here and pull up my invoices real quick so I can show y'all what we got that with what's going on with invoicing. Log into my Square account so we can pull up some of our old invoices. Y'all give me a moment. Now they want to do a verification code. When did they start doing this mess? Oh. Square verification code 44492. Jesus Christ. Everybody wants to mess with me at the same time. Now Square wants a verification code. Seems like everybody want to just All right, so let's go to my invoices. Let me go to my invoices and grab an invoice real quick. Nope. Y'all give me a minute. I gotta find an invoice. Go to invoices. All right, y'all give me a moment. Okay, 01. All right, y'all give me. I'm just pulling up some invoices here real quick. Really don't want that one. Y'all give me a moment. Transport dispatch. There we go. There's a good one. There's a good one. We got one. A good one. I'm gonna pull up for you all. Let me view the invoice. All right. Put that one right there. Let me go ahead and got that pulled up. All right, y'all give me a second. Where's my, yeah, right here. Okay, showing that. Show more. All right, everybody. All right, let's go and get started. All right, let me do this, and I'm gonna pull this up so I can share this with you all, and then we'll go and get started. All right. Whew. Finally, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing okay? All right, great. This is tonight is Thursday night. As you all know, this is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and the National Dispatchers Network. It is Thursday night. We're running a little bit late. It is 7:25, so it's time for dispatch training. I do apologize. It took me a while to get the Zoom working right. It was having problems. It took me about 20 minutes to get Zoom working right, and so I was late loading up my invoices and things like that because tonight we're in series number 7, invoicing, how to get paid. So that's what we're doing tonight, invoicing and how to get paid. Now, I want everybody to understand something. This is the end of the whole series. When you get to the series, this is the last step in the series. Now, next week, we'll be starting back over from part 1, compliance. So tonight, we're doing invoice. This is how you get paid. Now, while we're on the invoice, while we're on this subject, a lot of people, this question comes up a lot. How do I collect money from a carrier that doesn't want to pay me? Let's handle that first. Okay, let's handle that right out the gate. All right, some people say file a complaint with DOT or the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Where do you go to do that? You go to Safer Web or go to Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's main website. You pull up where it says carriers, you pull up, they put in that MC number, then you pull it up, that carrier up, and then it says you can file it says complaint, you file a complaint, all that type of stuff. All right, you can do that, but nothing's gonna happen. Okay, you're not gonna get your money back. Okay, they're gonna give them a slap on the wrist, they're gonna tell them don't do it again, and that's gonna be the end of it. You're never gonna get your money back. Others say you can file file a report with the Federal Bond Service. Okay, the Federal Bond Service is supposedly the organization that oversees and governs bonds, authorities, things of that nature. Okay, you can do that too. They have no real power to make them pay you. Okay, so neither one of those two popular and the industry suggested things to do are not really going to get you what you would most desire, which is your money, right? So can anybody tell me what's a surefire way to get your money back? 100% of the time. Can anybody tell me? Exactly. Court, sue, small claims court, right? Anything under $5,000, whatever the case may be, or $3,000, you can take them to small claims court and sue. It's only cost $79 to file a suit. Okay, that's it. Now, if you follow our instructions for every deal, when you send over an invoice, make sure you're sending along with that invoice a copy of your dispatch agreement. You also got to send a copy of the BOL. You also got to send a copy of the rate confirmation. All that stuff has got the carrier signature on it. Your dispatch agreement has your signature and the carrier signature on it, on a legal contract that's been worded and legally formatted that will hold up in any court in the United States. And the proof that they actually ran the load is in the BOL and in the rate confirmation. That's why you want to keep copies of that stuff, and you send that along with your invoice. So when you go to court, you can bring that along with your, your Square invoicing file or your PDF of your invoice, and you can pull all that stuff up and you can show the judge we had a legal agreement, they reneged on that agreement, they are in breach of the contract, and the judge will rule in your favor 100% of the time. Not only that, not only will you get what you are, when you get your money back, but you can get extra money for the time you spent and the wage you lost and the things that, all that stuff is costing you money because you try to get money from them. You're not running into lows with them. So you can get punitive damages on top of suing for your money. How do I know this? Because I've done it 7 times. I've done it 7 times and I've got my money back every time. 5 out of the 7 times, I got more money than what they owed me on the dispatch agreement, on the load. Okay, so that is how you get paid every single time. Okay, that's what the legal system is there for. That's what small claims court is for. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Doesn't matter if they're in a different state, and you are in another state. You're gonna sue in the state that your dispatch agreement is governed by. The one that I give y'all is governed in the state of Florida. When you do yours, you can change yours to be governed in your state or whatever the case may be. But you sue every time. You sue every time, and you are going to get a court order to get your money. And even if they decide they don't want to pay you, guess what? You can go back to the court and you can petition the court to do what? What can you petition the court to do if they still don't want to pay you, persuading to that court order? Anybody know what else you can petition the court to do? Anybody? Because the court can do it. Okay. Well, everybody's kind of quiet tonight. Everybody got something else going on?
You can't well, can you do what I want to say? Can you do like a garnishment or something?
Yes.
Or no? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because
Okay.
you have a court order. You have a court order. Not only can you do a garnishment, you have a court order. The court order can order that money to be taken right out of their bank account. They can go right to that bank account and snatch it out there without their permission. Because you have a court decision that has been ruled on in a legal court in the United States, and the judge has rendered a court order for this to be done, for you to be paid. You have a court order. So if they refuse to pay you, now, I don't think there's an appeal process on small claims court. There may be, but I've never had anyone to file an appeal on a small claim. It's just too expensive, for one thing, to even file an appeal. Okay, so barring any type of appeal process, you can petition the court to have them forcibly to comply with the court mandated instructions and the court order. Okay, that means going into their checking account, and the court will snatch that money out and give it right to you. Okay, if they don't have it in their checking account, the court will garnish any future wages, earnings that they have, or loads that they run, or anything else. Okay, there, there you have it. If they shut down, guess what? The court can put a lien on their property, cars, real estate, right? Put a lien on their stuff. Now they may not want to pay it right away, but if they ever try to sell that car or try to trade that car in, or they try to sell that real estate or sell that house, whatever the sale is, your cut gonna come out of that. So the court is going to. That is this is the surefire way to get your money every time. Okay, filing a claim or filing a claim with DOT or filing something with the Federal Bond Service. That's not going to do anything as far as getting your money back. Okay, they just don't have enough teeth. They don't have enough teeth to get that money back for you. That's why we have a small claims court. That's why we have a legal system, a civil dispute legal system, and this is why it is important to make sure you have these documents in place on hand and ready that you can pull up at any time. That's why it's very important that you have that dispatch agreement. You keep those BOLs. You keep those rate confirmation. Okay, so they got all the signatures on it, got everything you need to do to legally get your money. So all right, so that covers the big question. How do I get my money if the carrier don't want to pay me? Sue. Take them to court. Judge Judy. Somebody, but no, you sue them, you take them to court. All right. So that's number one. All right. Before we go ahead and dive into this, I've got an invoice pulled up. Now, I do my invoices in Square. There is also QuickBooks. I think Darren does QuickBooks. I think Damien is on here. Darren is on here. I think he does QuickBooks. They have a very good system too. But I do mine on Square. I think Darren does his on QuickBooks. And there's a lot of other different types of invoicing things you can use to do your invoices. I use Square because it's simpler and easier. When I send out my invoices, they click to pay it, whatever it's me. QuickBooks is simple and easy too. Some people use PayPal. Some people use some other type of invoicing, some type of bookkeeping type of system. But I use Square. Now, let me start sharing my screen. Share my screen. All right. As you can see, I'm in my Square account now, and this is from one of my from one of the deals that we had. And as you can see here, this carrier just pays me at the end of the week. Okay, this carrier paid me at the end of every week, because see, I got quite a bit of loads that ran that week. Okay, I had like 1, 2, 3, 4 loads that ran that week. Remember, I told y'all the average you're going to be able to run a carrier loads each week is going to be about 4 loads a week. This is a perfect example of that. This carrier ran 4 loads that week, and they paid me, and I invoiced them at the end of the week, and that was the invoice right there for the $845. Now, this is how it looks in your Square when you create it. In the Square account, it has all the and here's another thing that I like about Square. Once you create that invoice, now I'm giving you all the long view version of it. I can do the short view version that says show less. See right here, and then it's gonna just show you this right here. That type of stuff. I'm not gonna show you the whole credit card number, none of that stuff like this. It's gonna show you the short version. Now I can do the long view version, show more, and it shows you every aspect of what happened from the time I invoiced them until the time I got paid. Here's what I like about Square. Once you create the invoice and you send it out, look at this. It tells you when it was paid, okay, when they finally pay you on it. But it also tells you, when they view the invoices. Because remember, I said this was a total of 4 separate invoices that got paid on at the end of the week. So it tells you right here, invoice was saved to draft on October the 7th. Invoice was sent on October the 7th, right? Invoice was viewed on October the 7th, 2017. So it even tells you when they look at the invoice. So if you send an invoice through Square and you call them up and say, hey, did you get that invoice? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't gotten it. We never got it. and you know that line because Square tells you that they viewed it. It tells you when they opened it up. It gives you the date when they opened up that invoice and looked at it. So Square that's why I like Square, because there's no way for someone to deceive you or just to drag you along, saying that, oh, I didn't get it. Like the dog, he ate it out the mailbox or something, or the mailman never delivered, or the email, I didn't get the email. I don't know what happened to it. Whatever. When you can see right here, Square will let you know when they open up that invoice and they view it. Okay, so it was viewed on October 7th. It was viewed again on October the 8th. It was viewed again on October the 9th. These are the different invoices that I'm sending. So I have 4 invoices. So it tells you exactly when they view each one of these invoices. On October the 11th and the 10th, they still hadn't paid me yet. So a reminder was sent on October the 10th. A reminder was sent on October the 11th. And then again, a reminder was sent on October the 12th. Reminder was sent on October the 13th. Then on the 14th, right? Then they viewed it again on October the 14th. A reminder was sent on October the 15th. They viewed it again on October the 15th. A reminder was sent on October the 18th. A reminder was sent on October the 19th. Now these are reminders for each one of the invoices for the days that they ran. Because it's not like they was ducking me. It's that they ran 4 loads that week. So Square automatically sends out these reminders on each one of the invoices a couple of days after they've been viewed. A reminder was sent on October the 20th. It was viewed on October the 20th. That one was. Another reminder was sent on October the 21st, one on the 22nd. A reminder was sent on the 23rd. A reminder was sent on the 24th, the 25th. It was viewed on the 25th. It was viewed on November the 2nd, and it was finally paid on, right here. It was viewed on November the 2nd, 2017, but it was paid. It was actually paid on October the 25th. So it was paid, but they went back and they kept looking at it, at the different ones they got sent over. But this actual carrier actually did like a prepay because they was on dedicated. These were dedicated runs, basically what they were. They were dedicated runs, and so they just they go ahead and just pay me out. So it was $845 paid in full on that date. Okay, this is why I use Square. Now I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like in PDF when they get it. Okay, y'all give me a second here. Let me show y'all what it looks like on PDF when they get it. Let me share my screen. Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not sharing my screen.
You are.
Oh, I am? Okay, cool. All right. So I am sharing my screen. All right. So let me go ahead and show y'all this PDF, what it looks like in PDF. This is the copy you're gonna take to court with you if you ever need a hard copy of stuff. Another thing I like about Square, you can pull everything up in PDF, as you all can see here. Okay. RBBS Transport, LLC Dispatch has the invoice number, the date it was issued, got my little logo up here, the phone number, email address, all this nice and professional. That's what I like about Square. They create nice and good professional invoices. You can word this in Square the way I word it. Our records indicate that you've completed 4 loads that were provided to you via RBBS agent Courtney A. Phoenix. Okay, that was the agent who dispatched those loads. Okay, load number 1, Allen Ludd, 921, 1 pack, 1 pickup, 1 drop, Charlotte to North Carolina to Harrisburg, Mississippi, and Dalton, Texas. Rate 2,300. That was a 3 stop, 1 pickup, 2 drops. Then the load number 2 picked up on the 26th, $2,100 was the amount. Beaumont, Texas to North Carolina. Load number 3, paid $2,400. 929, Raleigh, North Carolina to Houston, Texas. Load number 4, where it picked up what type of freight it was on 10-3 in Denton, Texas, went to Fairview, Tennessee. The rate was $1,650. So pretty good, some pretty good rates there. All those rates were pretty good. These were dedicated lanes that I had for all these for this particular carrier. Total $8,450. That's not bad for a week's worth of run of dedicated runs. Y'all see why I like dedicated runs, right? Y'all see why I like dedicated runs. Okay, so it's not a bad pay for the end of the week on that. Per our dispatch agreement, 10% is owed to RBBS Transport LLC. Please remit payment in the amount of $845, even conveniently via credit or debit card. Okay, it tells you who it was billed to, blah blah, right there, and then you have that right there. Now I'm gonna show you what their view looks like. I think I shared it with you all. Let me go ahead and show you all what their view actually looks like when they receive it. Let me get in here and send you all a message. I think I got it on here. Okay, someone said, okay, I got you. James said your car was hacked. Okay, yeah, give me a call tomorrow and we'll get the right card on file. Yeah, I know someone's always chatting ugly on YouTube. I mean, I don't know this nincompoop. He's always chatting this stuff on YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and shut down the YouTube the view section of it, because he's just, this guy's just really an a-hole. And I'm just gonna cut out the live chat all together. Look at the participants, and I'm gonna cut this person out. I think that's them right there. Yeah, they just come over here and they do this crazy stuff. I've tried blocking them, and they don't seem to YouTube doesn't seem to follow through on this stuff. I do this all the time. I block them time and time again. I go to their account and block them, and YouTube left them right back on. So I don't know what is the thing with YouTube. I don't know if anyone's even monitoring this stuff when you report it, and when you supposedly block them. I don't know if YouTube is even monitoring this stuff, but they don't seem to be monitoring it. They don't seem to do anything about it. So I don't know what to tell you. They don't seem to monitor or do anything about it. So put user in timeout. I do all kind of stuff, and they just still seem to let this person just come back in every single time. So I don't know what to tell you. That's just YouTube. They don't really follow up on it. All right, but anyway, that's that. All right, let me see. I think I put a link in here to the invoice. Yeah, there's the invoice where you all can pull it up. You can click on it and you can pull it up to see how it looks when they have it. I'm gonna pull it up here on the screen and show you what the invoice looks like when it gets sent over to them. All right, this is what an invoice looks like when it goes over to them. Okay, this is how they get it. It's like this, they get this, and this is basically how it looks. Okay, now when they get it, they have a little pay button. This one's already been paid. Okay, this one's already been paid. So right in here, it has click to here to pay with debit or credit card. They just click it, and then they can put in their debit or credit card, and then they pay it. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, Square also allows them to download the invoice in PDF, but they can download it and have a copy of it too. But this is what it looks like when it goes over to them, and it has all our nice stuff on it and everything, nice and neat, logo, everything like that. So that's how they're created in Square. And when you send these invoices out, that's what they look like. Now, did someone have something to say?
Oh, at some point, I was just going to say that another thing that's good about Square is you can actually make your contract on Square and send it that way too.
Yeah, you can. You can make your contract on Square. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do with Square. Also, what I like about Square is when you're doing your Square invoices, you can send attachments with it. You send your attachments with it. that you attach to it. I don't think I have them in this one, but usually you can send your attachment. You can attach the BOL, the Raycon, and the dispatch agreement. You can attach all that to every invoice, so that goes along with it. It basically just puts them on notice that you have all this stuff in place. I don't think I did it with this particular case because I had this was a dedicated, and I'm doing this every week with them, and so I was pretty secure in not sending them. I didn't have to send them reminders that I had, because they never not paid me. It was a dedicated fund. They pay me every week on time, like clockwork. And most of the time, they, like you see here, they actually paid me before, before all the loads were ran. They actually paid me on October, or no, they actually paid me on October the 25th, and the last load was not even ran until November something. So you see what I'm saying? So that's what I like about setting it up through there. You can set it up like that where they can just pay you, and you don't have to worry about how you're gonna get your money. But if someone does decide not to pay you, you can go ahead and take them to court. You can take them to court. Now, let's do this. Let me show y'all how you can create an invoice in Square. Now, what you want to do, hold on here. Let me go to the person's name, click on the account within Square. All right. Now, if you already have your carrier already loaded up in Square, all you got to do is go to their main account, go to the main profile. When you go to the main profile, you're gonna click this little button over here. These little three buttons. You're gonna come down here, and you can either view their invoices. You can view all their invoices, like so. You can pull up all their invoices, as you can see here, right? So you can view their invoices, right? Now, what you don't want to do, create an invoice from here. Because if you do create the invoice from here, it's not going to bleed the information over. Okay? What you want to do is you want to go back to here. No, to, where am I at? You want to go back to their account. Hold on. Let me go back to their account. You want to go back. Okay, here we go. You want to go back to their account, and you want to do it from there. I think I can go back to their account. Yeah, there it is. All right, there's their account. Go back to their profile, right? And you click it from, you click their profile, takes you back to their profile. You click this, and then you create invoice from there. When you do it from there, look what happens. It pulls up, and it's going to bleed all the information over. That way you don't have to constantly have to re-put the information in. Y'all see how that is? It bleeds it over already. Now, I have my invoices now just set up to pre-print stuff in for the enrollment and the subscription fees, because that's what I do mostly now through Square. I do mostly the enrollments and subscription fees. I do this a lot. So I have everything set to put up like to pre-do it like this. But you can set up your invoices to where you have a pre-formatted, wording that when you create it, it's going to automatically pull that up. Okay, so you can save a copy of how you want all your invoices to say. You can have common phrases, common words, everything you want your invoice to say. So when you put it up, it's already there. Since we do so many enrollments and so many, monthly subscriptions, I've got this saved in, so I don't have to go in and retype this stuff every single time. So when I create an invoice, it automatically pulls up, and you all can do the same thing. Now, when you're doing your invoices on your invoices for dispatch fees, you can set them for one time, as you see here, we'll set the frequency, or you can set it up as a reoccurring. If you set it up as a reoccurring, you have to let them know. You have to then put in, how often does it reoccur? When is it going to start? I have mine set to start 30 days from the time I create it, and it reoccurs every month, because it's set up on monthly subscription. You all can set yours up to be every week if you have got them on dedicated, right? But if you're doing it, if you want to do it every 30 days, you can set it up as a reoccurring. If you set it up as a reoccurring, you have to let them know. You have to then put in, how often does it reoccur? When is it going to start? I have mine set to start 30 days from the time I create it, and it reoccurs every month, because it's set up on monthly subscription. You all can set yours up to be every week if you have got them on dedicated, right? But if you're don't have them on dedicated, you're not going to put them on reoccurring. What you're going to do is you're going to put them on one time. Okay. And then you can just go ahead and build them that one invoice. Now, if you got them on dedicated, but they're running the same loads every week, get paid the same thing, and we know how much money that they're going to owe you at the end of each week, you can do a reoccurring and do it by the week. Okay. That way, it's going to automatically send. You don't have to worry about going back in and recreating the invoices or nothing. It's going to automatically send that to the same invoice out for the same amount every week. Why? Because they're on dedicated, they get paid the same amount of money every week, they're running the same loads every week. Make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? So this is why I use Square. And then as you go in, you put your stuff in, you put in the date, you want the invoice to be in, you come down here, and you have all your stuff put in your items page, different stuff. If you know it's a dedicated, you got that stuff in there as a dedicated, you come in, you just click it, then it automatically fills it in. Like most of my stuff is geared towards the stuff that we offer through our vocational school and the online training and stuff, like you see here. And I got stuff in here for like late fees and reinstatements and and stuff like that. I got all kinds of stuff, the veterans platform, enrollment, upgrade packages, just all types of stuff. So you can load that up in your items area. So you don't have to go and type all this, you just roll it down, click it, and then push it right in. Now, if you're doing the invoices that are not on dedicated, of course, you're not going to just put that in. You're going to have it where you're going to type that stuff in. You're going to put in, you're going to type in, load number. You're going to do something like this, load number 467, whatever load number is. Then you're going to click it, use it for that one item, put in the load number. Then you put in, they ran one load, and what the price of it, what your fee was. Your fee was, let's say your dispatch fee came out to be 10%, and the load was $3,000, so that's $300. One load for $300. You click that, then it automatically does all this stuff over here. Now, you all would not add taxes to your dispatch fees, so you don't pay taxes on your dispatch service fees. But I have to set up a taxes because you all are paying for digital products, digital services, digital types of products. So you got to pay taxes on that type of stuff. But you all would not tax your dispatch fees, okay? And then it automatically put this up, do it, and then you can either do a schedule, or if you got it set to send out at a certain date and time, you go ahead and click that where it says schedule, and then it will go ahead and send. Okay? That's how you do your invoice. Now, I don't want to send this out, so I'm going to and click off of this but that's how you set it up in with Square doing the invoices. Okay, so we'll disregard that. All right, but that's how you do it. Okay, that's how you set up your invoices in Square. We've gone over how you get paid 100% of the time, guaranteed shift you're going to get paid. We've covered what you're going to attach to the invoice. Pretty simple. Once if you do it in Square. QuickBooks is pretty simple too. Darren does his in QuickBooks. It's pretty simple also too. But that's it for invoicing. That's really it. That's it for invoicing. I usually send it out. Carrier pays you. You get paid right away as soon as they click on the pay with their debit card. You get paid right away. So that's invoicing. Any questions on invoicing? Any questions on invoicing? All right, I got some announcements. A lot of great things happening with RBBS. Okay, I got some announcements that I need to fill y'all in on. Let me check in on my YouTube people real quick. Which Square service you use to have different apps? When I check, you're gonna go to squareup.com. Here, let me go and give you the link. Let me give you a link to what you need to have. I'm gonna go to my Square account and pull up my business. Let's go to my business stuff, accounts and settings. Okay, let's go to accounts and settings. Oh, come on now. Let's go to accounts and settings, and we'll go to accounts and settings and pull up. Okay. personal info, assigned purposes, business information, pricing and subscriptions, payments and invoices, free processing. This is the link you need to sign up with Square Business. I'm going to shoot this link out onto you on YouTube. Use this link to sign up with Square, and you get $1,000 worth of free processing. Okay, I'm putting it on YouTube, sending it out to you. There it is. I just sent you that link right there. That's the link. Okay, go ahead and copy that and paste that in. It's really, hold on, let me redo it. Put the HTTPS // and then bam. Okay, now you should be able to click. You should be able to click right on it. There it is. There's the link right there. You can click right on it, take you over to Square, and you can get signed up. And it doesn't cost you anything to sign up for Square up front. There's no upfront charges. Square charges you a small percentage of every transaction when you do transactions with them. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So you're going to get signed up with Square. All right. All right, but you're gonna have to use Square Business. That's at squareup.com, Square Business. So there you have it. All right, so that's invoicing. All right, let's go over some stuff. I've got some stuff I need to go over with you all here. We've got a lot of great things that's going on with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. A lot of great things that's going on with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. Okay. Let me stop my share for a second. Let me get over here to my page. Stop my share for a second so y'all can kind of focus on what we got going on. All right. You all know that I've introduced the trademark usage opportunity that allows people to get their own RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. Okay, we have 4 entry levels. We have 4 levels of that. $1,500 level, $2,500 level, $5,000 level, $10,000 level. Depending on which level you come in at, depends on how much you're going to pay in royalty back to our corporate office and how much you keep of the revenue that you generate from your own RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and its subsidiaries, Easy Lease, and our back office site. Okay, so you get all of that. You get the ability to register students for the vocational school, and depending on which level you come in at, that's going to depend on how much of that that tuition of that $7,500 you get to keep. Now, if you come in at the $1,500 level, you're going to keep 60% of everything you generate through your RBBS Logistics Learning Center. So in other words, if someone comes on and they register on your site, because you're going to get your own RBBS site, just like I have mine. You're going to get your own vocational school site, just like I have mine. You're going to get your own back office site, just like I have mine. You're going to get your own Easily site, just like I have mine. Okay, so you're going to get all the same sites and stuff that I have, because we're going to duplicate them. Okay, when someone clicks onto your site and they pay for your stuff, you're going to set up your own payment processing. So by you set up your own payment processing, when they click on your stuff on your site, that money that they pay is all that's going to go into your account. 100% of it is going to go into your account. Now, if you sign up at the $1,500 trademark, you're going to keep 60% of that money that's going into your account. And at the end of the month, you're going to pay 40% back to myself, RBBS Logistics Learning Center, as a royalty, because I still own the company and you are paying a royalty. I'm not paying you. You are paying me. That's the big difference. This is not a franchise. Franchise is the other way around. This is trademarking. In trademarking, you really see the benefits of the money because it's all coming to you. And let me show you how you can utilize it, even though you're not keeping all of it, but 100% of that money can benefit you. Let's say you doing this for 2, 3 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be. And your RBBS Logistics Learning Center is generating money that's being deposited into your account on the subscriptions, on the enrollments, on the tuition, on the easy leases. All that money is going into your account. Okay, I'm finna explain to you all how this benefits you no matter what level you come in at. All that money is going into your account. So if you've been doing that for 6 months or whatever the case may be, and let's say you wanted to apply for a line of credit or a business loan. Okay, if you want to apply for a line of credit or a business loan, you apply for it in your RBBS Logistics Learning Centers business, right? In lines of credit and in business loans, what they look at is last 3 months bank deposits. They're not concerned with what is going out of your account. They're only concerned with the revenue that is flowing into your business account. Okay. So therefore, all of that money that is flowing to your account is benefiting you and help you to qualify for bigger and better loans and funding if you ever need it. Lines of credit, business loans, things of that nature. Does everybody understand the advantage of doing it through a trademark versus doing it the other way around? Because with the trademark, all the money comes to you, and then you pay me at the end of the month. So all that money is hitting your account and is registered as deposits into your account. So if you ever apply for a business loan, if you're doing $30,000 a month, which is possible, because when you, let's share my screen again, which is really possible, because if you're doing, let's say on the vocational school, one moment here, where's my stuff at? Where's my calculator? Let's get my calculator out. Okay. All right, here's my calculator. All right, let's say on the vocational school, now the tuition is $7,500. That's the tuition for the vocational school. Minimum class size that we have to have before we can actually put on a course is 45 students, right? We have 3 conference rooms that we can run twice per month. So that's 6 courses we can put on each month. But let's stick with just the one course first. Okay, so that's $7,500. Let's say you're registering students, and let's say your RBBS Logistics Learning Centers vocational school site, which is the site you all are looking at right now. The site you are looking at right now, this is the vocational school site. Okay, let's say your RBBS Logistics Learning Center vocational school site, people go in, they click and they register, they pay that $7,500 or however it be, or they go through the government programs and the government pays it or whatever case it be. However that $7,500 gets paid, it's going to get paid through your RBBS site because they went through this registration and they did it through there. So therefore, the money's going to go to your account, all $7,500 of that. Now, there are costs involved when running the vocational school because we got to fly them down. So there's air travel to and from. There's hotel accommodations, double room occupancy for the 2 weeks that they're here. There is 3 restaurant meals per day while they are here for 2 weeks. There are 4 Uber and Lyft vouchers that they get per day while they are here, so they can get around town and stuff like this and that. So out of that $7,500, right, each student really is gonna profit you about $4,688 because our overhead for each student is roughly $2,812. It's really $1,800 something, but our lease on the property is $34,000 per year. Okay, so we have to account for the lease that comes out of that, what it counts for that lease too. So based on that, we have our expenses per student is $2,812, which leaves $4,688 is the profit. So that $4,688, that's your profit from the registration. Now, all $7,500 of that money hits your account. Does everybody see what happens? All $7,500 got posited into your account, right? You're gonna owe for your students' overhead. So if you registered 27 out of the 45 students, that means $4,688. This is going to be what you're going to keep after paying your overhead expenses for each student. Okay, so that's going to be times, let's say you register 27 students, 27 students, that's going to give you $126,576 on one class. Remember, we can run 6 classes per month. We can run 6 classes per month, up to 6 classes per month. 3 conference rooms, each conference room can hold 45 students with the social distancing guidelines. Okay, so that's going to give you $126,576. Now, depending on which level you come in at, is going to determine how much that you keep. If you came in at the $1,500 level, you're going to pay 40% of that back to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. If you came in at the $2,500 level, you're going to pay 60% back. No, I'm sorry. You're going to pay 20% back to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. You keep 80%. At the $1,500 level, you keep 60%, you pay out 40%. At the $2,500 level, you keep 80%, you pay out 20%. At the $5,000 level, you keep 90%, you pay out 10%. And at the $10,000 level, you keep 95% and you pay out 5%. Okay. So let's say you're in at the let's say the $5,000 level and you're paying out 10%. So 10% is going to go back to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. So that minus 10%. That's $12,657 that you're going to pay back to our corporate office for for royalty, which is going to leave you with $113,918 in your account. Now that is just from one 45 student class enrollment tuitions. We can run 6 per month. Now, the key to this whole thing was really getting the government approvals. And I am proud to announce that we have we have 2 new RBBS Logistics Learning Centers trademark owners who are coming in this weekend. One of them, let me find their website because I got their website, but I got it on my phone. One of them is this company right here. And Darren, we have a Zoom meeting with them on Sunday, by the way, so be ready for that. One of them is this company right here. It's METHODS Methods Logistics. Okay, one of them is this company, Methods Logistics. Okay, this gentleman, Mr. Hobson, Brock Hobson, is the owner of Methods Logistics, and he has his own cargo ship. That's right. He is getting a cargo ship. Okay, so because he wants to do largely intermodal and all types of freight. We are partnering with them as somebody has the mic open. Got a lot of stuff going on in the background. I just muted that thing. Okay. He has a cargo ship, and he is going to be doing largely intermodal. He is contracting us as consultants to basically set up his brokerage firm. He's already has his bond and authority and all that type of stuff. It goes active on the 19th. He is contracting us to kind of walk them through the whole process of setting up their firm. We're going to be conducting their recruiting. We got an ad campaign that we're putting together for them. We're gonna this is Darren and I through RBBS LLC Consulting. Okay, we're gonna be contracting. They're gonna be contracting us to run their recruiting campaign. We're gonna revamp their compensation. We're gonna set up the compensation plan. We're gonna oversee that. Basically, what we're doing is we're showing them how we're gonna take them within their first year. We're gonna have them within the first year and a half. We're gonna have them at minimum $2.5 million in revenue. That's our short-term goal. Our 5-year goal for them is to have them at $20 to $40 million in revenue. And our overall 10-year goal for them is to have them at $500 million per year in revenue. Now, how are we going to accomplish this? Well, I can't tell you exactly. That's part of our proprietary system that we use in making all this happen. Okay, Darren, I've actually filed the trademark. So the trademark application is in. We're waiting for our certificate. So on our proprietary system that we use to set these companies up like this. Okay, so our consulting firm enters into basically a 10-year agreement to work with these new brokerage firms that are coming in. Because here's the deal: 92% of all independent brokerage firms that each year they start up, 92% of them go out of business the first year. Because they're not prepared to compete with a TQL, a CH Robinson, a Landstar brokerage. All these billion-dollar revenue brokerage firms, they can't compete with them. Okay, so now what qualifies us to do this? Because my brokerage firm that I started my first year grossed $7.6 million. I wound up having to pay most of that back to my investors, but the way I set it up is the exact same way I'm setting these firms up, because no one else uses this type of system in setting up their brokerage firm. Okay, it's kind of complex, and I can't explain it here because it's part of our proprietary system. But basically what we are doing, we are taking them and we are scaling their business. The first year, we're putting together a recruiting campaign that is going to bring them 70 to 140 agents within the first year. Okay, 70 to 140 agents within the first year that are going to be working for their firm. And now you all probably saying, well, that's a lot. How are they going to pay out there? But through our proprietary system, they're going to be able to pay their agents anywhere from $180,000 for their first year upward to $280,000, and still keep for themselves 67 to 68% of their broker fees. Now, most brokerage firms, the way they're set up, they pay out almost 60 to 70% of the broker fees to the broker agent, because the broker agents are doing all the work, and they keeping 30%, 40%, or whatever the case may be. Okay, the way this system is set up, it allows them to pay their brokers agents a ton of money, but they're only actually giving up a small percentage of their broker fee. It doesn't. It's not going to make sense to you just from the limited information I'm giving you. But I can't give you all the information. Why? Because that's our trade secret. Okay. So the first year, we're gonna have them to the point that they're gonna have anywhere between 70 and 140 agents working for them. Now, if we're successful in just getting them one shipper, and if that one shipper is just giving them only 100 loads per day, they're going to make from that. And if we only book 25% of those 100 loads per day, they're going to make a minimum of $2.5 to $5 million their first year. And it's going to scale from there. That's just on one shipper. So what happens if we get them 5 shippers, 6 shippers, 10 shippers, 12 shippers, and we're getting 800 loads a day, and we're booking 25% of those loads, and we get them 1,000 loads a day, we're booking 25% of those loads. That's all part of our proprietary system, trade secret that we have, and how we're going to make this happen. And but that's RBBS LLC Consulting. We will be hiring consultants. We will be hiring consultants. We will train you all on this proprietary system. You all will be able to go in and contract with new brokerage firms, and you will be able to manage and scale them to that point. And these contracts will be anywhere from a 2-year contract to a 10-year contract. We have a 2-year contract, and we have a 10-year contract. The 10-year contract is they pay us no money up front. That's what's great about it. They don't have to pay us anything up front. We only make money if we help them make money. Okay, that's the 10-year contract. But that's why it's 10 years, because we're basically managing their growth. We're managing their scalability throughout that 10 years. Okay, so these are long-term contracts. Now, the 2-year contract calls for us just to come in and set everything up, and they have a DIY, a DIY, do-it-yourself thing. Now, if companies opt for that 2-year contract, we come in, we set everything up, they do it themselves, they're gonna have to pay us a retainer of $20,000 upfront. Plus, they're gonna pay us a small percentage in royalty each month for that 2 years, 3.25%. Okay. The long-term contract, 10 years, they pay us nothing up front. Nothing up front. And we just collect 6.25%, well, 6.5% of the revenue each month. So you see, we only get paid if they're making money. And our money is directly tied to how much money we can help them make. Okay. Now, what this means for you all, if you all decide you want to become a consultant with us and help manage these accounts that we're going to be signing on with, your first year as a consultant with us, you should be turning in, your income should be somewhere between $180,000 to $270,000. Okay, that should be your target on your income. Okay, because that little 6.5% that Darren and I are charging, that turns into a lot of money because it's performance based. That's why we are so motivated to make this happen. Now, another reason why this partnership is going to be so great for us is this: because we are becoming partners within the firm for that 10 years, that means that RBBS and the National Dispatchers Network is going to have access to in-house freight. All the ships we sign on with them, right? That means that you all as dispatch firms are going to have access to in-house freight that you can book to your carriers. This is only going to help benefit that brokerage firm. So you all are not paid by the brokerage firm, you all are paid by who? The carriers you have in a contract. So now you all won't have to solely depend on just the load boards to find your freight. You now will have a source where you can get dedicated freight from. In other words, you now have the ability to sign your carriers up with these brokerage firms that we're bringing in, right? And have your carriers pick up loads from the same shipper every single time. Is that not a huge advantage to your carriers? They're going directly, instead of going through the load boards and all this other stuff, right? So now you have another source that's going to give you tons of freight to choose from. Another thing that's going to happen with this, because in order for us to get these companies, these brokerage firms, to that level of revenue profitability that we're trying to scale them to, we're not just going to depend on the in-house freight agents that we are recruiting and hiring for their firm. We are also going to offer independent contracts as an independent contractor to people like yourselves, where you can sign, you're going to be able to sign an independent contract agreement for you to come in and work for these brokerage firms or perform the services within this brokerage firm. One of the services, you go out and contract shippers, and you'll be paid accordingly for every shipper you contract and every load that that shipper sends over. When those loads get booked by the booking agents and the carriers, you're going to get paid on that load from the brokerage fee every single time, thus creating residual income. So you all can now see the advantage of what we are doing. Okay, you all can see what the advantage is. Now, here's another big advantage. This gentleman has all the approvals for government fundings, VA, vote, rehab, Chapter 31, corrections department, federal corrections, all that stuff that the federal government pays to send people to vocational schools and they pay to send them. He already has that because apparently he used to work for the U.S. Grant Department. It's amazing how all this stuff came together. Okay, and now by him becoming an owner of an RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, and he already has all those approvals, guess what? That applies to all, that will then apply to all of the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. So our goal and what we started out to do was create these trademarks so we can get help in getting these approvals. We have just accomplished that with this one partnership. So here's what's going to happen. Once we get all this in place, which I'm probably thinking is going to happen within the next couple of months, the next 6 months, definitely. Once all this is in place, there's going to be a price change on the enrollment fee for the online training. It is going to go up dramatically because we now are going to have federal agencies, government agencies, grants in place that will pay for that enrollment, both for the online enrollment and for the on-site vocational school. The vocational school tuition stays the same. That stays the same. But the online enrollment is going to change. Why? Because we're going to have more RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. We're going to have more trainers. We're going to have more mentors. We're going to have more YouTube channels. We're going to have more live training platforms from different people who own their own RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. So when you enroll into the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, you're going to have access to the entire network of RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, trainers, mentors, live training platforms, YouTube content, the whole 9 yards. The enrollment fee is going up to $2,400. That's what it's going up to. Now, everybody that comes in and enroll, we will work diligently to try to get them covered under some type of government program, either a grant or one of those government programs that pays to send people over to the RBBS Learning Center. For those that we cannot get covered under that program, your enrollment is going to be $1,000, $999.95 on the enrollment. The monthly subscription fee stays the same. Okay, so it's going to go up between $995.95 for those who cannot qualify for the government funded programs. Government funded programs, $2,400. Okay, we are also going to have a payment option for those that cannot qualify. We're going to have a 4 to 6 week payment option. You can pay it over the period of 4 to 6 weeks. They have to be set up on auto pay. It's going to be debited off your card every week. That's it. So if you all know friends or people out there who was thinking about, taking a training course, thinking about dispatching, thinking about this, if they want to join our platform and get access to all our tools, resources, and all the upcoming trainers and all the new stuff that we're going to have, that we're going to be able to bring to the table, have access to these great opportunities to go work for these brokerage firms to make serious money, opportunities to pool from in-house freight, all this other stuff that we have coming on with the RBBS Learning Center, they better get in now. Because if they don't get in now and they wait later, it's going to be $2,400, $995. That's going to be the enrollment. Okay, that's going to be why? Because it's worth that. It would be worth that then, with all the new stuff, all the new opportunities, all the new benefits, everything that we're bringing on board. By the way, this gentleman right here, his company offers health benefits. He has like health insurance and dental and all that type of stuff for his agents that we're going to be hiring. Y'all are going to see us running a massive Indeed campaign that's going to be coming up here within the next few weeks. We're going to start our Indeed recruiting campaign for this company, and there's another company who contacted me who wants us to do the same thing for them. So there you have it. That's the new and improved RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Look for it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming, y'all. The new and improved RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. I hope you all like it. Let me check out and see what we got on YouTube. Haven't had many people talking on YouTube, probably because I done cut off the But anyway, that's the new and improved RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Let me know what you all think. If y'all got any comments, questions about it, anything like that, feel free to ask me questions. There's certain things that I'm not going to be able to answer because most of what involves in this is trade secrets, and it's proprietary to our company and to our trademark, the RBBS LLC consultant. Any comments, questions, thoughts on the direction that we're taking with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers? Darren, they silent. Nobody's got nothing to say.
Hey, it's an awesome thing.
But you all knew this was coming. We had told y'all we were working towards this stuff. It's amazing how it all just kind of just falls into place at one time. I mean, that's how things happen. Look, I've told y'all time and time again. Y'all have heard me say this before in the past. There are opportunities out there that are happening every day. Opportunities are constantly running by every single day. Okay. But here's the thing. If you don't put yourself in the path of opportunity, you're never going to catch any of them. Okay. You're never going to catch any of them. You can sit on the sideline and say, well, I'm thinking about doing this. You know, I'm reading up on doing this. I'm watching videos on doing this. I'm taking, I'm doing all this stuff, thinking about doing this. And I'm real serious about it, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet. You know, this is that. But guess what? All that time you're thinking, researching, doing all this other stuff, you're not taking advantage of the opportunities that are passing by every day. The freight and trucking industry, I've told y'all, has more opportunities than any other industry I've ever laid eyes on. I've told you all that. You all have seen how I've taken stuff that's seemingly from nothing and created opportunities within this industry that makes a ton of money. That's how opportunities work. That's what's called intellectual property. I need y'all to understand the concept of intellectual property. Intellectual property is nothing that's physical that you can hold, pick up, touch, buy this, I'll sell you that, that's that right there. No. Intellectual property is a thought. It starts with a thought, a concept. It starts with a thought, a concept, and then you have to put together how you're going to make that thought or concept work in the real world. If you have the ability to do that, opportunities are endless. Because developing intellectual property doesn't cost very much, as if it was if I had to go out and put together a brick and mortar store and buy a store and spend money on land and spend money on a McDonald's and spend money on the leasing the property and all this. Intellectual property starts here, and for the most part, that's where it operates until you physically put it on some type of platform online. This is what's great about this new age of the internet, online stuff. You can come up with all these things and put them into play and help other businesses and other, find a need within this industry, because here's the need. There's a huge need because these brokerage firms are popping up every day, but they're going out of business every day because they don't know what they're doing. But someone like myself, who has actually started a brokerage firm from scratch and made $7.6 million the first year, that creates a huge opportunity for someone like myself and Darren to come in and take other brokerage firms underneath our wing and guide them through the minefields of this industry and help them to become scalable, help them to become profitable, help them to compete within a short period of time, become very, very, very and highly competitive in this market within a short period of time. Because 2 to 5 years is a short period of time when it comes to taking a firm up to 40, 50 million plus per year. And 10 years is a short period of time getting them to $500 million or to $1 billion or more per year. Okay. Our strategic plan does that. Okay, so that's where we are. That's what's coming with the RBBS. Just understand we got a lot of great things coming. Everything is falling right into place, and I couldn't be more giddy. Darren, you got anything you want to add? I know you're on here. You're probably busy. If you're paying attention, you got anything you want to add, Darren?
Yeah, give me a second, please.
He's always busy. Darren always got something going on. I mean, there's a time that I call him that he's not busy with doing something business-wise or family-wise, because he's a busy man. But I'm really, really loving the direction that we're going in. Everything is falling together just the way it should. I really, really am pleased with it. and I hope you all are pleased with it, and especially those of you who are on board already. We got a lot of great opportunities coming for all of you all. There's a lot of great opportunities that are going to be coming up, and coming up really, really fast. For those of you who can take this information and apply it and learn it, because becoming a consultant with our consulting firm is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. I think we're going to have a lot of contracts here in the near future, because there's a lot of brokerage firms that are going to need our type of service. They're definitely going to need our type of service. Okay, and the fact that they can retain us at no upfront cost, so they have nothing to lose but everything to gain. That's a win-win. That's a win-win. Okay, so that's a win-win. I guess Darren is really, really busy. Look, in case he doesn't come back on, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this out. You two people.
Hey, what's up, man?
There he is. You got anything?
Boy.
So
what you were saying now, Kevin? Because I've been back and forth on this phone.
No, I was talking about our consulting firm that we're doing, and we're gonna start hiring consultants. Here in the near future, because there's no way for you and I to manage all these different brokerage firms that are that we're going to be contracting with. I mean, we got 2 right now, and that's going to demand a lot of our time. So we're going to need to hire some consultants and teach them, this proprietary system that we're using, and have them to go in and help manage, a lot of these brokerage firms that we're going to be contracting with. You got any feedback on what's going on with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and where we're heading, and the new, partnerships that we just made?
Well, I mean, we just make a big jump, really. And and this is the opportunity where people can come in and just start their own firm, or just working with the RBBS and take their firm to another level. And we're here to train. We're a team, so anyone having a question, they can always send a message, give us a call, and we're always there for each other.
Yeah, and
so
and on top of that,
mm-hmm.
and on top of that, one of the responsibilities of the consultant is going to be conducting training for these brokerage firms and their people, at least once a week. Now, the great thing about it is, if you got 2 or 3 contracts, you can combine your training for all, because it's all the same training. It's all the same proprietary system. Now, Darren and I will come in once a month into your training, to kind of, you ought to ask us questions, give you our input on the training, learn from those who created it, but for the most part, you as a consultant, you're going to be the one in charge of guiding and managing that brokerage firm, getting them to that profitability projections that we set forth. Because remember, our projections are 2.5 to 5 million within the first 2 years. Within 5 years, 20 to 40 million. Within 10 years, $500 million or more. Those are our projection standards that we're going to set for every brokerage firm that we come in and take responsibility of managing and guiding them through this industry. And you as a consultant, that's going to be your responsibility. Okay, that's why we're going to have an intense training program to make sure that you all understand our system and make sure you're able to implement that system. And it's going to be a step-by-step thing that you all are going to be able to do. Our recruiting campaigns, all that stuff is already going to be set up for you. All you got to do is do it and just implement it, and make sure that that brokerage firm and their people are following our training regimen. Okay, sales training, scripts, things of that nature. Talking points when you are calling up shippers. Talking points when you're calling up the owner operators or in the fleets. Now, here's the great thing about a brokerage firm. A brokerage firm not only can sign contracts with owner operators, they can sign contracts with fleets and the big trucking companies. Y'all do understand that, right? Y'all do understand that a brokerage firm is not limited to contracting with only owner operators. A brokerage firm can contract with anybody that can move the freight. So if they can get a contract with Swift and they have a large shipper contract, a shipper that's giving them 2,000 loads a day, obviously they're gonna need a big company to move that freight. And the great thing about going toward these big fleets like Swift and JB Hutt, Schneider, and going after those companies that have 100 or more trucks, the great thing about them is those companies can afford to move cheap freight. Owner operators can't afford to move cheap freight. So now you're seeing how TQL and all these big brokerage firms are making $12 billion, $6 billion, $5 billion a year. Because they're not just contracting these loads out to all these owner operators. The owner operators, they're pretty much taking the mid-range and high dollar freight. But these big companies like Swift that has 2,700 plus trucks, 2,700 plus drivers, they're only paying their company drivers 28 cents, 30 cents per mile. So they can afford to run $1.50 per mile freight, $1 per mile freight. You understand? So people saying that, well, cheap freight don't move. Yeah, cheap freight does move. It just doesn't move by owner operators. Cheap freight moves every day. All freight moves. Hear me when I tell you, all freight moves. So don't think that because you're a brokerage firm that they're only contracted with owner operators. No. Brokerage firms, they're free to contract with owner operators and the fleets, the big name fleets. If they got a contract that's big enough, they got a big enough shipper contract, 2,000 loads a day, because there's some shippers out there that we're going to sign on with that are going to want to send over to these brokers, 1,000 plus loads a day. When you think about our goal is to book 25% each day, think about that type of revenue. With the average broker fee being somewhere between $600 and $800 on the broker's fee. And the way we're set up, the broker's only going to be paying out. The broker's going to be able to retain after paying everybody. After paying our contract, after paying their people, everybody. They're going to be able to retain 67 to 68% of their broker's fee. So you ask how we're going to get them to that 2.5 to 5 million within the first 2 years, and how we're going to get them to that 20 to 40 million within the first 5 years, and how we're going to get them to over $500 million to $1 billion or more in that 10 years. Therein lies the underline of how we're going to do it, but I can't give you the particulars because that's trade secret. But trust me, when those of you who come on to us as a consultant, when we lay this out for you, it's gonna be like an aha moment. It really is gonna be like an aha moment. And let me explain something to you. Everybody that comes on to us discuss as a consultant, you will be signed up to a non-disclosure, non-compete. Okay, contract and agreement. Okay.
Will you have to pay? How do you become a broker consultant? Do you have to sign up for the class?
Well, right now we always give first dibs to people who are within our platform. We always give first opportunities that we come up with. We always present them to people who are within our platform first. Now, that's for the independent contractor side of it. But remember, this is a brokerage firm that we are partnered with, so that brokerage firm is going to be hiring. So when you see that hiring, campaign that we put out, you can come in through that way and get hired on right through that brokerage firm. But either way, it's open to just about anybody. But this is not a comment. We just going to automatically sign you up to be a what's called. No. You got to submit a resume. You got to go through a hiring process. We are looking for people with certain skill set, with a background heavy in sales. Because the positions that we're going to have available are going to be basically sales positions, especially on the shipper end. If your resume is not heavily padded with sales experience, don't expect to get hired as that agent that is going to be going out getting those shipper contracts. If you don't have some type of sales experience, don't expect to get hired as that booking agent who's going to be going out and contracting these fleets, trucking companies, and owner operators. Okay, this is not a free ride. You got to qualify for it. This is the real deal. You're going to have to qualify for it. It's not something where you just automatically get it. No. It's not something you got to pay for either, but you're going to have to qualify for it. Okay? Either you're going to have to qualify on paper, or you're going to have to present strong argument that convinces us to put you in with these brokerage firms because our reputation is on the line. We're not going to be putting people with these brokerage firms and you're just going to go in there and not perform. That's going to make us look bad because we have a goal, we have a projection, we have a quota that we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach 2 to 5 million within the first 2 years, 20 to 40 million in revenue within 5 years, and $500 million to $1 billion or more on the 10-year plan. So we're not just going to be throwing anybody into these brokerage firms. This is real serious business. But there's a lot of real serious money. It's going to be exchanging hands too. Okay. So no, this is not a, you got to pay to get involved, none of this other stuff, this is that. But we do give first look to our people who are within our networks, especially for us, those independent contractors. And the reason why they have first dibs and why they have a greater chance of becoming an independent contractor with these firms. Now, you can come in and get hired on through the firm, right? But our independent contracting, the reason why we feel confident with our network, because our people within our network, they're already doing this. They're in the industry, right? They've taken big risks in running their own dispatch firm. They have skin in the game already. You understand what I'm saying? They're not people who are just coming off the street that we don't know, that who have no idea what this industry is like, have no concept of what goes on within this industry. Everybody within our network has a great understanding of how this industry works. Everybody understands how the process works between shipper, broker, carrier, owner operator, dispatcher, dispatch agent, freight broker agent. Everybody understands how the dynamics of those relationships work. So that's what makes them the ideal candidates for independent contractors within these various brokerage firms. Now, they're not part of the broker firm staff per se, but they will be allowed to be independent contractors with these brokerage firms. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
All right. It don't get no more real than this, people. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the whole reason why I started this trademark thing. This is the whole reason why I was willing to give up most of the revenue to bring in people who can help us get to where we need to be, who can help this company grow to its potential. And now you all are now starting to see the real potential of what I was talking about. Before, you just had me saying and put some stuff out there and showing y'all what it could be, what this is, but now you're really starting to see the manifestation of that potential, the real potential. And there's no way I could have did this by keeping complete control of this company to myself. There's no way it could have been done. So people who say, man, you crazy for doing this trademark thing, you giving up, you letting other people get all the money, they're gonna pay you at the end of the month. Okay, yeah. But in order to get good people, in order to get good results, you gotta be willing to give up a lot for that. But I'm really not giving up anything because it all comes back because it allows me to reach more opportunities. And with the abundance of opportunities, our little small percentage is going to turn into millions per year. Literally. So, but there you have it. That's the new and improved RBBS Logistics Learning Center. That's where we're going. We've already started that journey. Darren, we have a meeting this Sunday at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see you because it's going to be a different Zoom link because I don't want people that's coming in who should be in that meeting. So I'm going to set up a different Zoom link.
All right.
It's going to be a private Zoom link. I'm setting up a Zoom account just for the RBBS LLC consulting firm. And now, once you all, any of you who want to become consultants, reach out to us, put together your resume, send it to us at training@rbbsllc.org. Send us your resumes. Reach out to me. Let me know you're interested. Send us those resumes. We'll start reviewing them shortly after we get these 2 companies set up and on their way. I'm thinking it's going to take us about 2 to 3 weeks, Darren, to get them started up. You doing the auto hauling divisions for them. I'm going to be running we're both going to be running the recruiting campaign. I'm going to be doing the training on our proprietary system and how we do things, and setting up the 2 different positions within those companies and things of that nature, and setting up the compensation plan. So, and we're going to be doing our training with them at least once a week. We're going to have training with those companies at least once a week, and then when we bring in our consultants, you all would then take over doing getting those contracts with these different brokerage firms, doing training once a week. Darren and I will pop in once a month to your live trainings and kind of help guide, keep you all on track, things of that nature. So I'm excited, y'all. This is the big deal. This is what we all been working for. This is what it's all been coming to. This is what we've been, guiding to for the last 6 years through the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. I told y'all before. I don't mind doing these live so because by the time someone figures out what we're doing, we were already moving on to something else. Then everybody's always playing catch up. I told y'all that because that's how my mind works. My mind is always thinking on the next thing. Actually, it's about 7 or 8 next things, And then there's some other stuff I've got for you all on this, being able to offer these truckers and companies and brokerage firm money, loans, lines of credit, stuff like that. Because as you all know, I am now an independent commercial loan. Woo! Somebody got that dog going off out there. But I am now an independent commercial loan broker for several different companies. One company that does USDA backed loans. I've got companies that do lines of credit, equipment finance. I'm a broker for companies that do real estate loans, flip properties, real estate development. So we're going to be able to help a lot of you all small businesses get the funds you need to build your businesses and stuff. I'll show you, if you all can connect with my Facebook page. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. You all can connect with my Facebook page and just go and look for, you're just going to go and look for, on Facebook, you're going to go and look for Calvin Butler, Independent Commercial Loan Broker. That's the page. So you're going to look for this page right here. Look for Calvin Butler, Independent Commercial Loan Broker. I'm just going to pull up here. All right, there's the page right there. Y'all can see here. There's the page. Calvin Butler. I'm independent. Commercial loan broker. Go and like the page and follow me. And follow the page. If you go through the page, you'll see all the companies that I do brokering for. This company is one that I just got signed up with. I just got approved with them today. I am going to be recruiting and bringing people onto my loan brokering team. It doesn't cost anything. This is not one of those opportunities that you got to pay. There's a bunch of loan brokering stuff out there that you have to pay to be a part of. This is not one of them. Okay, this is not one of them. The companies now these companies are choosing. There is going to be a phone interview. You're going to have to interview with someone from their actual company before they allow you to become a broker with them. Okay, so they're going to interview you. I am going to put in a good word and kind of hype you up. So when you get to the interview stage, they're pretty much going to be already sold on you. Okay, but these companies will interview you. One of the companies is National Business Capital. Okay, so you'll have, you'll get your own landing page, your own website. You can put your own brand on it and stuff. Like if you click and go to like if you go to mine, it pops up and it shows you has my logo and their logo both on the page. So you get your own dedicated branding page, branding site. There's my logo there, and then there's their logo there, and this is the branding page. So anytime someone comes on here and they apply for a loan, I'm in line if that loan funds to get my 30%. Yeah, they pay you good money. This company pays exceptionally good money. There's another company that I am with, and this company is, and this one took me almost 6 months to get approved. Okay, this company took me almost 6 months to get approved with them, and because they do USDA backed loans. They do loans to businesses and for job creation and redevelopment for areas that has less than 50,000 in population. So, and do really big loans. The smallest loan amount is $2 million. They don't do anything less than $2 million, going all the way up to $200 million. Okay, so they're doing these revitalization type loans and things like that. It's going to bring economic development and things like that to areas that are considered rural areas, less than 50,000 in population. And wait for it to pull up, but the name of that company that I'm with is, hold on here and we get down to it. A lot of equipment financing and stuff. Name of that company is this one right here. USDA backed loans through North Avenue Capital. Now, I had to go through an extensive, background check, interview with them and stuff like this and that, but they allow me to build my own team. So if I am vouching for you, and y'all have to forgive me because I'm not presenting this. This is not going to be something that's going to be presented to everybody, because this is not for everybody. No, don't think bad of me, because these companies, this is serious business. This is serious business. When you think about someone getting a $100 million loan and you're getting 1% of that, that's serious business. Because so these companies are not looking for someone who's just gonna, refer just about everybody over who thinks they want a loan. No, you got to be able to do your due diligence. When you get a client, you got work to do. This is not an affiliateship. This is not an affiliate program. You are actually a loan broker with these companies. You are responsible for vetting these clients and making sure these clients are qualified and making sure that they understand what they have to bring to the table in order to get these loans. They have to have liquidity. You got to go through that. You got to be dedicated to go through all the training material, so you know what liquidity is. You know that they're going to have skin in the game with these type of loans. $100 million, in lending, which means the company will probably back 90 million of it, but that means 10 million they got to come up with on their own. Or 5 million they got to come up with their own, either through investors or through other types of means to come. You can't go out and get another loan to come up with that money, because then you lose your liquidity because you're just paying back 2 loans. That's not how it works. So you got to be able to connect with people who have serious money and be able to show them how this is going to be beneficial to the communities in area that they're going into, and putting up a solar distribution plant that's going to help lower the utilities for everybody in that town or in the surrounding town. But that solar distribution plant that they're putting up that's going to be on 300 acres is going to catapult that investor or that person who's bringing this in, who's getting that loan, is going to catapult them to billionaire status. This is serious business. So don't get mad if I don't contact you and say, hey, I want you to, look at or think about becoming a loan broker in my team. Okay, so don't take it as if I'm snubbing you or anything like that. It's just that this is serious stuff. Okay, this is very, very, very serious stuff. And I need you all to really understand that. What, did I lose something here? Let me stop my share. Yeah. But yeah, don't take it as I'm snubbing you or anything like that. I reached out to some people. I'm going to be reaching out to more of you. There are more of you that I'm going to be reaching out to. You're going to be getting calls from me, and I'm going to be asking you some questions and getting your stuff and submitting it to see if you're interested in this stuff. This is also great because you're going to be able to offer great deals to guys who want to buy trucks, someone may want to put up a truck stop somewhere in a small town, because that's where these truck stops go. So they may need 20 million, 50 million, 70, 80 million to do a major truck stop, or a distribution a freight distribution center, a distribution hub or something like that. So you all will be in a position, and being in the industry, you're in the perfect position to really meet people like that are doing these types of things. So you're in the industry already that a lot of these types of loan programs are for. So but there you have it. It's just another feather in your hat, so to speak, and the things that on the level of stuff that I'm doing that I want to kind of bring to the people who I think are right for this type of stuff. But anyway, that's gonna do it. I thank you all. I appreciate you all for joining us. I thank you all so very much. If you're interested in becoming a consultant with Darren and I's firm, give me a call, shoot me an email, training@therbbbsllc.org, or you can contact Darren or whatever. This is that. Please have a resume. Send your resume in. We're looking for people with sales background. If you're already in the freight industry as a dispatch firm owner or a freight broker, of course you're gonna get you're already halfway there because you know the industry. So don't feel like, well, I don't have a whole lot of sales, but if you're doing dispatching, you do have sales experience. If you're running your own dispatch firm, you have sales experience. Okay, if y'all are making those calls and doing those pitches, that's sales. Okay, so there you have it. Look, I thank you all. I appreciate you all. I am very excited. I know Darren is. We are all excited about the new direction that we're taking and the new and improved RBBS Logistics Learning. I hope y'all got a lot out of training tonight. Next week, we're going to be doing compliance, starting over from step 1, which is going to be compliance on next Thursday. So y'all have a great day. This Saturday, I will be doing a broker's hour this Saturday at 10:15 a.m. So look for that. We'll be doing that this Saturday, the broker's hour. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody.